Michelle Obama's office confirming to CNN tonight that she will skip Donald Trump's inauguration next Monday without explaining why she's going to be absent at an event that is traditionally attended by both former presidents and their spouses, notable exception from last year. This means the former First Lady will not come face to face with the president-elect. This also comes after she missed Jimmy Carter's state funeral here in Washington last week, where, as you can tell by the seating chart that you're looking at here, had she gone, she would have been sitting next to Trump himself. Former President Obama will attend the inauguration, we are told, and our sources are saying tonight that also so will three of the richest men in the world. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg will all have prime seating for that ceremony, sitting near Trump's cabinet picks and administration officials.
I'd rather be sitting next to $1 trillion almost than Michelle Obama, but that's just me.
I want to bring in my political sources tonight. Democratic Congressman Tom Suozzi of New York and Kevin Madden, a former senior advisor to Mitt Romney. Congressman, what do you make of the former First Lady deciding she's not going to attend the inauguration as people are looking into who was there and who wasn't? And there's been a lot of outrage over this from some people, but I mean, Trump himself did not attend the inauguration famously last year.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't want to go. I mean, maybe she's enjoying her time that she's spending wherever she is, or maybe she doesn't want to be there. No, I wouldn't read too much into it. I mean, it's the same as you said in your opening. She didn't go to the Carter funeral either, so I mean, she doesn't want to go.
Do you see it as a statement yourself?
No.
The absence?
I don't either. Yeah, I think the congressman's right. I mean, if you talk to Republicans, Democrats, anybody who's had any interactions with Michelle Obama, she does not really love this stuff, the politics. She doesn't love the pomp and circumstance that comes with a lot of the political histories that we have, right?
Well, also,
a lot of the traditions that we have. So.
In addition to that, the guy being sworn in has, questioned right. her husband's birth, where he was born.
And you know what? It'd be worse, I think, for Michelle Obama, and it probably wouldn't be authentic to herself if she went not wanting to be there, right? Yeah. And then, imagine and we know, like, with the cameras all being on her, trying to get all the reactions, if you think about just the roadblock coverage that every single tiny reaction that came from President Carter's funeral.
Yeah, I mean we're looking at it right here.
Yeah. And let me just say,
I believe that it is disrespectful. I think that it's disrespectful to her husband first and foremost, and it's disrespectful to the culture because it further feeds into the narrative that black women are unruly. I hate to break it down. I gave y'all a little bit more of a deep dive into it on the Millionaire Morning Show, so you can go and check that out. And the timestamps is in that, so you can go and see it. It was from today's show. But you've never seen in history, not one time, and you can throw Trump in there and say, well, Trump didn't attend Biden's inauguration. That's a spat between men. But when it comes to ladies and first ladies and women running and representing their husband, because you got to remember, it's not just you. You're an extension of the person that you married, especially when you're talking about the highest office of the land. And we've never actually seen a woman disrespect their husband and that they basically operating like an independent agency. Even Bill Clinton's crazy hat hair, pantsuit wearing Hillary Clinton wife never ever went against her husband, never ever disrespected her husband in any way, shape, or form. And he did some of the most egregious things, way worse, in my opinion, as far as what he represents to be the president of the United States of America. And so Michelle Obama is very much her own woman, and it's the reason why our cultural norms are messed up in America and amongst our women, especially black women, because she basically is a representation of an angry black woman. We've never seen a woman, especially a president and a former president, wife, speak the way that she speaks. And she was the main one that was talking about that when they go low, we go high. What happened to that? Well, okay, I'll tell you what happened to it is because you basically are your own island, you your own entity. You do what you want to do. During the presidential campaign, you told people to go against their husbands. And so I believe that she believed what she was saying, and she's a reflection of what she's representing to women today. You are not yourself. No matter what happens, you put on a unified front and you follow in the footsteps of your husband because he's supposed to be the leader of the household, which speaks bad upon him. Maybe he's not the leader of his household. Maybe that's the reason why they were saying what they were saying during the election process of Kamala Harris. It's crazy.
Say that, you're not hearing as much from Democrats this time about a mass number of people not coming. I think it's just a different tone. I mean, he's the president of the United States of America.
Are you going?
Of course I'm going. I went the first time as well.
And why do you think it's important for you to go? You're an elected member of Congress, of course.
He's the president of the United States of America. I didn't vote for him, but he's the president. So I'm going to the United States president's inauguration.
Yeah, I think the whole idea of like norms being eroded is kind
See
of.
how men is they're able to still remain diplomatic and operate in their masculinity. They don't care nothing about that. They're like, listen, man, it's the president of the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? I didn't necessarily vote for him, but that doesn't mean that I don't represent what America is, and we are a unified front. And I still am going to be at the inauguration because, I got to put aside my emotions and start looking at things logically.
Had its turn in Washington. But I do wonder, what do you make of what happened with Vice President Harris? She has not invited Vice President-elect J.D. Vance to come over to the Naval Observatory to have any kind of pre-inauguration meeting, we are told. That typically is standard, or at least a conversation between the two of them.
Yeah, I don't know what the reporting has been on why that is, but it's a missed opportunity. I think the inaugurations have always been this celebration. I mean, I remember the famous words of Bill Clinton at his first inauguration that we hold these celebrations in the depth of winter, but they really are a thawing of the political sort of partisanship that we usually have in our country. Or at least there is an opportunity to do that. So I think having had Vice President Harris had J.D. Vance there would have been a nice gesture and something to build on.
The people who will be there, though, are people who are certainly trying to get in good with Trump. I mean, Elon Musk already certainly was there, raised a lot of money for him. But Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Sam Altman from OpenAI, we've just heard is going.
That's over $1 trillion right there. I
believe potentially Tim Cook is also going to be attending. A lot of these are people who either Trump said some of them should be in jail or was famously critical of them, or vice versa. What is your view as a member of Congress with oversight of a lot of these contracts that these guys have with the federal government? What's your view of that?
Well, attending the inauguration, I mean, that's, I think...
And donating.
I think it's kind of normal, but there's a lot of financial interest involved here right now in that, for example, if TikTok is banned in the United States of America, where's that business going to go? It's going to all go to Facebook and to Meta. But, that's him showing up at the inauguration or contributing to the inauguration. That's happened throughout history. We just have to have our eyes open as we go along and watch what's going on.
But it does.
I just, men are able to look at it from a bigger picture and saying, what's the play? What's the long-term play? Women, especially as represented by Michelle Obama, are able to operate on an island and do what they want to do and then disrespect their husbands. And I think that the bigger question here isn't whether she's sick, because you can't be pre-sick prior to the inauguration 5-6 days, before the inauguration takes place. If her husband has said, you know what, we not going to the inauguration, then she could be, I think that that's a better play. If he's going, but she's not showcasing herself there, similar to what happened during the funeral, then it looks bad on her and it looks bad on her husband and it looks bad on the culture. And I can see why we so far behind and why so many women supported Michelle Obama and then Kamala Harris, because they both bitter and they both angry about the fact that they lost, but they're not able to remove their emotions in order to look at things diplomatically. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. And I want to get my ladies in on this conversation also, because I know that there's some people that's going to disagree. There's some people that's just bitter towards men. And so they're going to have that conversation in that silo. But I want to get people who are able to objectively look at her not throwing a tantrum and make a more informed decision as to why it makes sense for her not to attend the inauguration, or if you think she should have attended just because her husband was there, regardless of whether or not she feels some type of way because Trump won. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.